Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. The Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, has officially denied allegations of sexual harassment leveled against him by Kogi Central Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. Senator Akpabio maintained that he has never sexually harassed Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan or any woman in his life. His response came after Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan submitted a petition accusing the Senate President of sexual harassment, abuse of office, and obstruction of legislative duties. So, now that it's been dismissed, because we didn't want to talk about it since it was still in court, we are now open to discussing it right now. So you can join the conversation by calling us. The numbers will be displayed on the screen, or you can drop your comments on YouTube, and we'll take it from there as well. Like I said, the numbers will be displayed on the screen, 090-241-63440, or you could tweet to us at TVC Connect. We'd love to hear from you. We also have a special guest on the show. She is a distinguished business strategist, a digital marketing expert who has dedicated her career to empowering African entrepreneurs by introducing innovative, technology-driven strategies. She has helped businesses overcome traditional market barriers and achieve remarkable growth. Welcome with us, the Lolo One of business. She went from Lolo One of Instagram to Lolo One of business. Nelly Agbogo, widely known as Niger Brand Chief, to join the conversation. Welcome. Good to have you join the show. So, you're definitely, since this month, we preempting, like just before we got into the month, we had the revelation by Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, and that revelation has spawned a lot of conversation regarding sexual harassment, how to handle it. We've discussed around it because we didn't want to discuss the issue since it was already sub judice, right? Is that the word? It was in court. But now that at least within the Senate panel, we were supposed to look at it, they've dismissed it, not because there was no merit to it, but because of the process. They didn't follow the standing order. YK, what's your...
I just wanted to correct you. It's not the sexual harassment that is in court. It is defamation that is in court. Okay. The sexual harassment is what she went to report.
But he brought a counter suit, so that might be for...
he didn't. His wife did. His wife did, and her own too was defamation, not
sexual harassment.
Sexual harassment. Okay. She's saying that Natasha defamed
her husband by the allegation.
So she now took the petition because maybe people had told her that you have to go and report to the Senate, and she took it yesterday, but they told her it was dead on arrival because she's not supposed to sign the petition. I wanted to say here that first and foremost, the atmosphere in the Senate wasn't favorable to her. That's number one. Number two, I don't know that any other senator would have agreed to sign that petition with her, because most of them, even the female ones, the ones that they've interviewed, have said, no, she should take her suit away, or she shouldn't do that. Okay. So most of them will not support her. That doesn't, there's no excuse to. My own problem is, if there is a case against the Senate President, is it him that will listen to his case? Because I watched it, and I watched her saying, I bring His Excellency, the Senate President, to the Senate President. I say, is this how we do?
It just doesn't look right.
It doesn't look right. It doesn't look right. And you see, this is not the first time he has been accused of this kind of infraction. So he should have, I think, integrity.
More honorably.
Yes, should have. Look, I want this thing to be open and transparent. I will step down while this matter is being investigated. For people like us who are watching, to say, at least he has done the honorable thing. He stepped down. You are the one presiding over your own case. It doesn't look right to me.
It looks funny.
It looks funny. It doesn't mean he will not collect salary if he doesn't preside over the... He will still collect his salary.
Even the suspended speaker, Senate President is still very powerful. The one that steps aside, or the one that even, lets, pending an investigation, his deputy Senate President take over, does not stop his entitlements, his office, and all the extras that go with it now.
And I even watched another senator, the Senate spokesperson, says he's talking for everybody. He's talking for the Natasha, he's talking for the Senate president, he's talking for the whole Senate. And then you proceeded to completely discredit her, that they are doing Nollywood.
She attacked her, they attacked. See, I saw the presentation yesterday. I watched it from several blogs to get several angles. I don't even think there's an opposition on this, and it's painful.
There isn't.
You know, this is the time when the opposition will say, yes, okay, now we have something to do the politics with.
But we know that we really don't have opposition when it comes to...
Senator Uduaghan is PDP Kogi. There are PDP senators in that house.
The caucus should support her.
The caucus did not show. It did not reflect.
That's why all of them are
the women folk did not reflect. It didn't show. This is somebody, I'm not saying, you know, I like that, you know, the Senate president has his people on his side, but it's also very possible it's because he's Senate president. If he was an ordinary senator, maybe it would be like a Ningi's case. Or what's his name of this one from Bono that was suspended under Saraki, was talking about Boko Haram too many times. It was suspended. So the Senate has a way of dealing with any descending voice. If you try too much, this one that called for pardon, that called on pardon in the House of he didn't make it back safe. He's not even there, never come back house. He's now become a politician that is just, you know. So they have a way of breaking wings and clipping and all of that. But it would have been nice. See, I am not saying that I have seen Senator Uduaghan's case and I believed it completely. But I think that this is an opportunity for women to say, if it is possible, it will not happen again. In the house. If it is possible, not that it has happened, but without having had a trial, she's not come before any house committee, no proper investigation of her allegation has been done. It seems like they're on one side and she's alone. When she was stepping down the staircase, I looked at her, I felt, she as it is now, she's alone, she's on an Oyo
completely
case on this.
Even when she was walking
and
into
it shouldn't
the Senate, the people around, I was watching their faces.
That woman she's a strong woman.
I was watching their faces. Everyone is against her.
I'm telling you.
You know?
How dare you talk about the Senate president? And we on this side, all we know is from the NDDC drama.
Yes.
Is that this has happened before. So if she's saying this has happened, it means that the person has not comported himself in a way that it's impossible to happen. You know, even the Pope can be accused. Even the head of Imam can be accused. But we are now saying that somebody with a previous record of this happening, uninvestigated, unconcluded, in the case of that NDDC woman, is happening again.
Was killed. Okay,
you know, ordinarily, he too will say...
Is it not the same off your mic matter?
Second one. Now,
off your mic,
plenty example. All of us want. There's even the problem for me. I know that the Senate, they don't come to sitting with unexpected. It's not one, I show evidence, I will shock you kind of sitting. So the program for the day was before the Senate president.
And he knew they were bringing up his case.
I would have said to my deputy, please preside over today's plenary because of the nature of what is coming. So that now you want to take your defense when you know you have one. If you come for my name with a sexual harassment, or, you know, I will drag you to the last strand on your head. I will make sure that I want to drag you so that I will have angle. I will come down and drag you well. But she didn't get that.
This wasn't why we brought Nelly.
No, but I actually wanted to just mention something, right? The whole these things that has happened to Senator Natasha, I think what I really love so much is the support of her husband. Her husband wanted to also show and let everybody know that no matter whatever you're seeing, I did for you. And it was very important for her because at that time, anything, as I said, I don't know any much about politics, but what I know is that just seeing them, seeing him standing so strong for her just made me just feel so happy that at least at the end of the day, no matter what, you go back home and you feel very peaceful because you have such a man.
CBC News showed that video of her walking into.
Let me take a break. But I love the way we are ending it.
I wanted to say something.
We'll come back and hear what you want to say about it. Let's take a quick break. When we return, we'll continue with this story of what happened yesterday at the Senate concerning the sexual harassment case that was brought in by Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. So we're still discussing the Senate and what's been happening there. I love what Nelly came up with, and that we all saw. Many women were impressed by the support she got from her husband and the home front. But just as we are impressed with that, many Nigerians have forgotten the NDDC case. And that's because Nigerians are quick to forgetting. What is trending, we will jump on it and then we forget. But there was a case. There was a time when the former NDDC boss was accusing this same Senate president of sexual harassment and said that she slapped him. And if it was a lie, the Senate president, as I then, did not counter-sue for the fact that somebody said somebody accused me of being slapped. So, YK, I know you were quoting that. You were quoting
the Senate spokesperson. He said they are doing Nollywood. Why are you kissing when you come into the Senate? That's why I like what you said, that the support of the husband, because I saw it as support. Me that I'm watching from an objective because
of you.
It's a sexual harassment case and she has to prove. We don't know the proof she has. She may have good tangible, I don't know, but he came to support his wife. And when she was going in, he left her and then they pecked. They didn't kiss. So they didn't.
The one that TVC showed, he give us good angle. Is kiss.
That's the peck. This peck. Kiss is.
Everything enter each other.
Everything you say, I want it all. They just did.
And that was all.
But he now went on TV and said, and she was just doing Nollywood. They were kissing. How can you be kissing?
You know those ones that don't have a life. They don't have a romantic life.
Is that what you are with the century here to come and discuss?
What do you think about the obvious, the obvious seemingly biased stance of many senators on this case? Like, it was very, obvious that
the senator from Kogi, one of the Kogi, whether the west or the east now, who brought issues of past accusations of a former governor of Kogi State against Senator Natasha on the what is this steel Ajakuta steel company, saying that she had accused the former. I can understand that politics, but I was very disappointed in the caucuses within the House. The minority did not seize the opportunity. The opposition, even show. If there's Labour Party in the House now, we know show because all of them are PDP and APC and they are one now. It didn't show. Nobody is seizing the opportunity to play question politics, proper politics, and there was no neutral voice. That one is painful. One senator can pick the mic and say, let's do things properly. She didn't know as a first-time senator. You can bring that. You say, I see you're green at this. You don't know the procedure. Take your petition, rectify, and represent.
Exactly. That's another option.
That's option for new senators. Take your petition, rectify. Not saying that throughout the petition there's no way to it. That is obviously, we know that they are going to play this, but that's an open door, open eye cheating. You're not even taking the matter with any seriousness at all. You're playing it too low. I have deep respect for Senator Bamidele Okoyemi, and when I heard him speak, I was welling up with pride, waiting for the conclusion. Then he ended with the petition should not go. Nobody addressed Senator Natasha, but everybody addressed the Senate president, and he headed plenary. Somebody should have addressed Senator Natasha to say, I see that he even said he had deep respect for her. We know that the chief whip is already, that one done by us now from sitting arrangement. But madam, your petition, with the seriousness, because all of you are as fathers of girls, husbands of women, and sons of women. The seriousness of it with which you have, seriousness of this petition, it shouldn't be this couch.
Yes.
Follow the rules. The rules is that this and this.
And
if there's another rule that allows her to bring such serious issue, because it's a serious matter, before the house, you then say, follow rules so, which will cover you more. But
I'll
nobody.
come to Nelly, but I want to take a phone call from Jos. Salisu has called in from Jos. Welcome to the show. Good morning, Salisu.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Salisu.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Toke. I had to wait almost for more than 4 minutes.
I'm so sorry. Apologies, please.
So, my take on this is, first of all, I really commend the Natasha. She is really bold and very courageous. And it pains my heart being a Muslim, because I know my religion, Islam, look out for the rights of women. This woman should be listened to, because she has, in my candid opinion, she cannot be this bold in her quest without her having some reasons. And one of your sister station at one time reported that the husband was even quoted that there was a time she reported to him that something like that did happen. And in my opinion, she was bottling up that incident until when the seat issue came up, and she decided to use the opportunity to now express her mind. And the pitiful aspect about it, where are the other 3 female senators? All of them shall become like a leopard. All of them are opposition party, PDP, and the Labour people. All of them now gang. She is fighting alone, and that is the problem.
It's terrible.
You understand? In as much as my religion teaches me to respect constituted authority, the area where I was not happy with her is that when the hierarchy of the leadership were coming in, everybody stood. Instead, out of that fight, the hurt in her didn't make her to stand. That is an area she should mind. Respect the respectable. I am really in support of her, but I see her fighting a lot because...
Thank you so much, Salisu. Thank you for the balance. You see the way you support, you call out where you think she could have done better. Nobody here would not say that there are things that could have been done better. But I want to come to you concerning the support of women. So obviously, we've seen that it was clear to everybody she's standing alone. There is no support from within the Senate for her publicly. How else do you think she can get supported? How do you think people can rally around her to give her a voice, or so that she's not like, this is not a, after a while it just dies down and then nobody hears about this case again?
So what I noticed exactly is that there was a very fast approach to first of all shut her down. And it was really sad that it was coming from women first.
Yes.
And it's as if it was a premeditated stuff that they planned. I don't know, not to say too much, but that's how I felt.
Yes.
Do you understand? Yeah. Everybody knows that Senator Natasha is a very pretty woman. And as a pretty person, I have so many issues that comes with being pretty. And it's just natural. And for her to voice out, it means that this is a lot. Like, because as a pretty woman, she gets to see this kind of things most of the time. I'm just saying, in my own opinion.
That's standard, right? Safe.
But for her to speak up, it means that this is aching her heart. And to watch other women and not just saying, let us even call you aside and talk to you. Not waiting for you to come to us. Just come to, because I saw some news where they were like, oh, she has not spoken to us. No, at least come to us. You people come to her, and now speak to her. I didn't see that, and I really felt so sad about that. I don't know the whole story, but I just feel like there are some times where you need to just have a listening ear to the women, that especially when such a thing is actually put out to someone who on a normal day is fine. She is fine. And I don't know how to explain it. She shouldn't be having this kind of...
Senator Kimbigbe in one interview had said that she had mentioned an instance where she went to the Senate president about a motion she wanted, and he whispered to her to come to the hotel. Yes. And the Senator Kimbigbe in that same interview said that she didn't come to them. So when you just mentioned this, come to them, we have been reading too many angles. She came to some. And there are just 4 of them. They are just lucky it has not spread. You know?
I want to...
Wike has been holding on, please.
No, I wanted to read the other lady that accused
NDDC.
him. the NDC lady. She says, Mr. Akpabio had sacked Mrs. Nune as the NDDC managing director on the allegations of insubordination. And then she says, why did he not tell Nigerians I slapped him in his guest house at Akpo? I am the only Ogoni woman, the only Nigerian woman that has slapped him. I slapped him because of his plan B. Since he couldn't make me take the money, he thought he could come up on me, Mrs. Nene told a TV station. He didn't know that I'm a Port Harcourt. So,
babe, yeah, she said so.
This was not, she didn't write it, it was live,
public
live TV interview.
So 2 times, 2 women publicly in a TV interview accused the same person, and the Nigerian population are saying, let there be investigation. And the Senate representing Nigerians chose to say this is the standing order, and they throw it out without any hope of bringing it back or investigating it.
They should know that we are watching them.
Exactly.
And for us to even have respect for them, what they should have done is do as if they are going. Go on.
They will permutate.
We know you are going to
settle the thing.
Government magic. We are used to government magic. But show us that. Because they
not be obvious.
From the parliament in England watching them yesterday. Those ones will go and see those Nigerians.
See those Nigerians.
Oh.
They have
so they should have even thought of all those ones.
Or just try.
Just try. They couldn't even. That Chinese man was saying, she was kissing, they were kissing. This is Nollywood. I say, hi.
That one doesn't know what kissing.
We have Yakub on the phone. Oh, we lost Yakub, but we have Ola now on the show. Ola, welcome to the show. Good morning. Hello, Ola, are you there?
From Abuja.
Ola from Abuja, welcome to the show.
All right, my take on this is I listened to the last speaker, and he was talking about how he is a Muslim. I am also a Christian, and I'm a pastor. I have looked at how Senator Natasha comported herself in this matter, and I feel there are some few things that she should have done differently. Sometimes you have men who would have a situation where women also come to try to lure them into things that are sexual. I am a pastor, and I know how many times married women will come. But I do not need to come to the public. I do not need to come to the pulpit and begin to call their names. If you are a beautiful woman, it is possible for men to see you and to like you. Some men, regardless whether you are married or not. But that's not the way I feel she should go about it. Now, the way she's going in the Senate, these men can come together and say, she's been suspended. And all of the people who are giving her accolade on the social media will not be there. I want her to continue to be in the Senate, and she should just find a way, confronting power. And we know the way Nigeria works. We've had situations where women will come to say, and when they go to court, this thing cannot be proved, and all of that. We've had instances in this country that these things do not fly in court. So for her to maintain, let her find a way to make peace, and then if men are coming to you are a beautiful woman, people will come and say they love you. Not only Akpabio, more men will speak up. She needs to know how to manage that and focus on the job that she has gone there to do. That's just my own take on it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ola. I beg to disagree. I really, really beg to disagree. We shouldn't make it like this is the norm. There's right, there is wrong. There's right, there is wrong. The fact that something wrong now happens, we now accept it and say, let the woman manage it. I mentioned on the show that I had to do fasting. I had to fast and pray. Like, why? It happened in a short time. And I just started being on the show. I'm like 3 or 4 years. And 2 people, like, they know I'm married. I talk about my family on TV, and then you come and ask me, and one person said, let's go to Dubai together. I said, to do what? Then the next, few days apart, another person asked me, I started to come and ask myself, what am I doing? Is it from the spirit? Pray and fast on the matter, and I blocked them. And the person now met me later. I was in front of ShopRite Ikeja, and he said, what happened? I said, I blocked you because I just couldn't understand what would I have done? How did I portray myself to you that you would think I would do something like that? Say, you're a fine girl. You're a fine girl. So as a fine girl, they will toast you. And when they toast you, if you're not there, you say you're not interested. I'm like, How, like, what, in what world?
I'm a woman.
Would you see?
I'm a married woman, I should
that,
say. Sorry.
And immediately, as a married person, you just walk up to me and expect that he's not disrespectful for me. I should see it as a compliment that you are asking me out. It's not,
that
is
they are not realizing it's a disrespect to your husband.
Me. It's a disrespect to me.
To your family.
I don't. It's a disrespect to me to even think I would think
of. A man eating on a married woman knows the intention is to disrespect your husband.
Yes.
To make him seem as if someone once asked me out and he was saying to me, "Are you happy in your marriage?" That was the line, and he was older and he wanted to know.
So this phone call for
room.
me just had to bring it out, sir. We cannot continue to hide and be saying let's manage
even
it
on this
until
case.
we publicly face these issues. People don't understand how it makes women feel. It is not a compliment for you to be asking me as a married woman out.
So, even on this case, Senator Uduaghan did not immediately call out the Senate president, but it was because she's now had difficulty moving on with house issues. She will come with her Senate motions, business of the house, and she'll be frustrated. She's eating so many blocks, impediments here and there. She cannot now exist freely because she has not conformed with any of the suggestions she got. So it might not have been direct, it might have been suggestions. Maybe a fine girl now, how far we go see. But the moment you did not now play that game, it will now seem somehow.
I'll take James and come to Nelly. And I know that I wanted us to talk about women, and I think we'll move it away a bit from the Senate in particular to women in general.
I want to read his response to the NDDC lady.
All right, let me take James. Welcome to the show. Good morning, James.
Let me prepare his response to
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, welcome to the show. You're live.
My name is James. I'm calling from Pacific.
You're welcome.
Yeah. My contribution to this matter is that I've listened to this conversation in many media houses, and it seems that everybody is hiding only Natasha. But it happens to men too. There are some women too that harass men.
We'll do that when it happens, when it comes out.
In order to bring down your name, in order to bring you down. Personally, I have received harassment from women, many of which I have never come out and say, oh, this and that. I've received the harassment from women that go around again and go and report that I'm the one that harassed her. Not that at the end of the day, God revealed her. So please, the way we are taking this matter, don't let us see it as if
James, can I say something?
This kind of matter.
James.
Yeah.
So I understand that men get sexually harassed a lot, not just not just as a little, a lot, James.
Twice, not three times.
But when we are addressing the one of a woman being harassed, can we finish addressing it before we get distracted by the examples? So if it was the case of your abuse that was here, hold on a minute.
Let's hear.
We are being heavily, come down heavily on the Senate president.
Okay, so
without having the concrete, my own take is that you said this man. Whispers to you that you have a nice time. Why your husband is here? You said this man held your hand. Why your husband is here? Let us please don't let us allow sentiments to take us away. Let us look into some things. Let us look to some things. When she said she went here with her husband, and they were together, and she and the Senate president were going in front. And the husband is coming, they are coming from the back, and the man is held held to her hand. You know this kind of a thing. How can a man be so bold enough? Your husband is here. And
thank you so much, Mr. James, for your contribution. However, I need to state this very clearly. We have on this show, nobody has concluded that what Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan said is a fact. Nobody here has said that. What we've asked for consistently is
a fair trial, a fair investigation,
fair hearing. And we said that over and over again, but it seems like people are not hearing it. They want to hear what they want to hear. We have not said somebody is guilty, it's an allegation, but if an allegation is not dealt with properly, investigated, then it will lead credence to the fact that maybe there's something to hide. So
let me quickly say this. I was going to ask
other NNDC,
she wants to quote
statement, and we are saying it now that we've had investigations. I mean, accusations twice without being concluded. So what we're asking for is let's get to a conclusion.
I wanted to quickly say
his response.
Just hold on, Auntie. I wanted to quickly say to James that children get sexually harassed right in the presence of their parents.
Yeah.
In a public bus, help me lap my pikin. Cases of that full sexual agency, what's that agency? DSVA, I'm sure. We've had such cases where a child is fully violated right in the presence of her mother. So the fact that her husband was in the audience right behind her does not stop a sexual harassment case, and it's an harassment she has alleged. Now, number two is that while we are addressing her, it is to distract to say that men are also being harassed.
Yes.
We are not investigating one or such an allegation. If James were to come out and say, I have been harassed by Tokpe, we will be dealing with it. And it will be wrong for somebody to say that Shebi Natasha too was harassed at the time. No. Each case its own time, please.
Thank you. Why can you take
the Senate President, in his response to the NDDC ladies, he said, no matter the allegation, I wish that she will go to the hospital, see a doctor, take some injections and relax. I am not saying there is something wrong with her. I am saying there is something wrong with her temperament.
So he didn't address.
He did not address. You don't need to ask me. You can ask about 4 other husbands that she married. Imagine.
Right. We'll take a break. This issue might seem personal, and some men might not like the line of the conversation, but if 4 women sit down and 4 women can tell you they have experienced harassment, then we should know how deep this is. And we know it happens to men. We're not trivializing harassment to men as well. We're just saying this is on the burner, and so let's discuss what is on the burner. We'll take a quick break now. When we return, we'll try and shift this conversation a bit into celebrating women as opposed to just discussing the victim side of things, because Nelly has done amazing things for entrepreneurs within Nigeria, projecting them to the world, and we'd like to hear how she started and how she's thriving in that space. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. Obviously, this topic is not going off anytime soon. We have Yakub from Dokwemu waiting on the line. Welcome to the show, Yakub. Hello. Yes. We lost Yakub again. We're moving on to. We're moving on. We can't exhaust talking about this because the issue hasn't been dealt with yet, obviously. So the idea is we just want the house, the red chambers, the hallowed chambers to be aware that Nigerians are watching. To be aware that Nigerians are watching, and we have expectation that it should be unbiased, and even if you want to pretend the unbiased, like YK said, you should pretend unbiased. We would love it to be clearly unbiased. And I'm sure that we'll ask people on social media to voice their support. Okay, Yakub is back on. Let's take Yakub's call before we move on. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning, Mama Beji, and then Sister Yeni, good morning.
Good morning.
And then your guest, Sister Nima, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I think Tokwe is this fight that Natasha Akpoti is back on. Between me and you, I don't see how I want this fight. You know why? I don't know. Maybe you listen to yes. Sister Nima have already confirmed that she listened to Senator Ireti. And then I don't know, maybe one of you guys in the studio also listened to former Senator Itagiwa, because I watched her on one of the sister stations. If you listen to these 2 women, you know that Natasha Akpoti she's alone. And then I don't know where it's written in the constitution or the Senate standing rules that Natasha Akpoti cannot kiss her husband, because I don't see that is not the issue in the floor of the Senate. For somebody getting up and say that he's kissing, does it mean that she kissed somebody's husband or what? That is number 2. Number 3, you see, I would just advise Natasha Akpoti, if you can go to court, but I also not see her get justice from the court. That is the truth. Because she's going to prove beyond the reasonable doubt.
All the witnesses will deny.
Let me now say this. Truly, we need to tell ourselves the truth. And then I'm very sorry, I'm going to use Sister Nima as an example there in the studio. Because for me, the last caller said something which I also agree with us. Because Sister Nima, I see you, if truly you want, preferential, you want the election into the National Assembly chambers, I don't see you personally, I try to be corrected, which I know, I don't see you as a person. Allow any other person husband to head onto your hand. It can never happen.
That's my own practice.
I know you. You will never allow that.
But
maybe because of our
religion. You on top of that.
Let me even.
Natasha Akpoti allow you. Does it not mean that you take advantages of her and beginning to tell her some certain things, even though you don't even afraid her husband? This is, I don't see her get justice in that National Assembly. Thank you and God bless you guys.
So that she allows or she doesn't allow does not mean that she has approved of a particular thing that has happened to her. I, as a Muslim woman, don't shake hands, but I have men who are non-relatives who sometimes they pat my back out of respect. Some will even hold you. Nima, you're my sister. There was one essay and I told you that I had one passed with. And the day I saw him in my school when I was a student then in my job, he wanted to, I ran off. He dragged me right back. Says, this girl, because we had a face-off. I said, no, this girl, she's my sister. It was in public. Does it mean that if he sexually harasses me right after, I have just approved of it? No, these things happen. These things happen. In full hijab, in fact, in Puda, they will hit on you if a man doesn't have standard. A man without standard will do it, and he will play you as the one who's just done it.
When they scratch your hand, that hits.
Different signals. One person reached out to me, it was an SMS. He says, Nima, I'm in a place right now. I have a pain I think only you can solve. Immediately I read it. I knew what he meant and I blocked him.
As well.
But people send this kind of
this conversation is not going to end today. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.